Guys, I'm excited. You're about to learn 3 of the best card tricks ever. These 3 effects combined have got me over 10 million views on Instagram. The best news is they're all self-working. Anyone can do them. They're so strong and you're gonna love them. Grab a deck of cards. Let's get into it. So this is the impossible prediction. This is a very, very strong trick. So you have someone shuffle up a deck of cards like this and they can literally mix the cards however they want. Give the cards a really good mix. And so after they've shuffled, they can actually see that the cards are very, very well shuffled. So before we start now, I'm going to remove a card, and this is an idea, it's a prediction of something that's going to happen later. Right? I think this card is going to be very important. But from this point on, I'm not going to touch the cards. This is when you give the cards to the spectator, and you just ask them to deal a pile of cards on the table. So they can deal the cards, and they can literally stop whenever they want. They've got a completely free choice here. So let's say they stop there. You ask them then to take the cards. Again, you don't touch them, they do all of this, and you ask them to deal these cards into 2 piles, like this. So they separate the cards into 2 piles. And when they've done this, you do a little bit of a recap. So you say, now listen, before we started, I took out 1 card. It's been in full view for the entire trick. Now, at the start of this, you shuffle the cards, then you dealt as many cards down on the table as you wanted, and then you split it into these 2 packets. There is absolutely no way that I could have controlled this outcome. So here we have 2 random cards. This will tell us the value and this will tell us the suit. Check this out. If this is a queen and this is a club, we have queen of clubs, and this is a miracle. So you have the cards shuffled, the spectator can shuffle these however they'd like, and then when you get the cards back, you can show the cards are well mixed. Now, I'm showing the cards are shuffled, but what I'm also doing is I'm looking at the top 2 cards here. In other words, I'm going to form a card with these 2 cards. I'm going to use the value and the suit of this one. So if we have Jack and we have Spade, then that gives me the Jack of Spades. That is then the card that when I gather the cards up, I will remove as my prediction. So I go through and I remove the Jack of Spades. I don't let them see that I've removed the Jack, I just place this off to one side in full view. So then I give the cards to the spectator and I say, you are going to do everything with this trick. This is what I'd like you to do. So you remember, you've got your top 2 cards here. When you ask them to deal the cards in a pile on the table, those 2 cards are going to end up on the bottom of that pile, right? So you tell them, just keep dealing however many cards you want. And of course, it doesn't matter. They can deal however many cards they want. When they're happy, you ask them to take the pile, then you ask them to deal the cards into 2 piles as if they're dealing a poker game. So in other words, they'll alternate like this and deal the cards like this. And this, of course, brings them 2 cards back to the top. Now pay attention where your last card goes, because your last card is the one that's going to be the value, right? So we know this is going to be the Jack, right? And then we know this is going to represent the suit, the Spade. But at this point, you give them a false recap, and that is what makes this trick so, so strong. And you have to do this, because this is what turns it into a miracle. So you'll say to them, remember, before we started, I removed a card. And then you shuffled the deck. Now that's a lie. You actually had them shuffle the deck, and then you removed the cards. But by switching that, you're now going to make it seem even more impossible. So you say, remember, at the start, I removed a card. Then you shuffled the cards, right? Then you dealt as many cards down on the table as you wanted. Then you dealt that pile into 2 piles here. So this is a completely random order and I haven't touched the cards. You've done everything. This card will represent the value and this card will represent the suit. So check this out. If that's a Jack and that's a Spade, then this is a miracle. So guys, something might happen when you get the cards back and you spread them on the table. You might find that the first 2 cards are either the same value or the same suit. Don't worry about it. Just gather up the cards, give them back to the spectator and say, shuffle more, shuffle more. The more shuffle they are, the more impossible it is. And then hopefully when you get the cards back, you spread them out, you're going to be in a perfect position and you can go and just do the trick. And it can be more fun if it happens a couple of times. You just keep getting them to shuffle the cards and go, no, they're not shuffled enough, shuffle them more. And it becomes a bit more entertaining as well. So don't worry about it, have fun with it, you'll be good. Well, I think it's time for another trick. Time for another trick, get it? 'Cause it's the clock trick. Let's just show you the trick. All right guys, let's have a look at the clock trick. this is a fantastic trick. So you get the spectator to shuffle the cards, and then you're just going to give them a small group of cards, so like that. And you have them shuffle these, and they're going to cut a small group of these cards off and put them somewhere out of sight, like in their pocket. So we'll imagine that they've put the cards in the pocket. Then you'll have them shuffle the rest of the cards and then look at the bottom card, and then that is going to be their selected card. You don't see this, but they've now looked at that card. So two of spades, that's their card. You then have them put those cards back on top of the deck. So you explain that you're going to find their card by using a clock. And so you build the clock, that is 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you say that actually the spectator has already found their card, because if they take the cards out of the pocket and you have them count the cards, so in here this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they've cut 5 cards. So if you look at 5 o'clock, that's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, they will find their selected card, the 2 of spades. When you get the cards back after they've shuffled the cards, all you need to do is just to give them 13 cards. So I normally count in groups of 3, so I normally go 3, 6, 9, 12, and then one more is 13. Act like you're just giving them a small group of cards. You can count the cards single if you want. I just find it quite easy to go 3, 6, 9, 12, one more is 13, and then you give them. The important thing, don't tell them the number of cards, just literally say, hey, here's a small group of cards, we're going to use these. Then you have them shuffle these cards and then just cut a small amount of cards from here and put them in the pocket. Okay, and you say we'll get back to those in a second. Have them shuffle the remainder and then look at the bottom card when they're happy. So in this case, 6 of clubs, that's then their selected card. And then they place that on top of the deck. Then you're going to find their card using a clock face. So all you need to do here is create a clock face going the opposite way around. So you're going to go 12, then 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you've created a clock face facing them, and then you say, okay, for the first time I want you to take the cards out of your pocket. You have them take the cards out and count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You say, this is crazy. You must have known, because if now we count around the clock to 7 o'clock, that's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. How did you know? You just found your selected card. This is so cool because you're going to ask the spectator to lie to you, and they literally lie straight to your face, and you still find the card. It is so much fun. It's great, this. You're going to love this one. And this is the one you've all been waiting for, the lie detector. 7.5 million hits on Instagram. Oh my gosh. Who says oh my gosh anymore? Come on, that's crazy. So you have them shuffle the cards like this, and when they're happy, just have them deal 3 piles of 3 cards in each pile, right? And put the rest of the cards aside. Ask them to pick any pile, doesn't matter what it is. Give them a mix, give them a shuffle up, mix them as much as they want. When they're happy, they're going to look at the bottom card, which is then going to be their selected card. Needless to say, when they do this, turn your back, close your eyes, stab yourself in the face so that you can't see what they're doing. That's the whole idea. So you ask them to then take that pile and put it on top of any of the 2 piles on the table, and then put that remaining pile on top of everything. You then turn around and you say, okay, I want you to lie to me. So I want you to tell me any other card in the pack, not your card, but just make up a card. So we're going to go, I don't know, Jack of Diamonds. So you say, here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to spell the Jack of Diamonds, dealing a card for each letter. They'll go J-A-C-K, and then drop the rest of the cards on top. Then O-F, that's O-F. Drop the rest of the cards on top, and then D-I-A-M-O-N-D-S, and drop the rest of the cards on top. But here's the crazy thing, right? If you spell out the word truth, that's T-R-U-T-H. The truth will always come out, and you find their card every single time. They can literally say any card, you spell it out, and it will always produce their card. What an absolute killer. Okay, so here's the crazy thing about this trick. You have the spectator shuffle the cards and then deal out 3 piles of 3 cards like this. There's no secret to this, guys. You can literally try it and it's gonna work itself. So here's the procedure. You just have them pick any of the piles. It doesn't matter what it is. You have them shuffle it like so and look at the bottom card. So in this case, Queen of Clubs. Then they can take that packet and drop it on either of the 2 packets on the table, and then ask them to take that big packet and drop it on the final one. So that's then gonna leave their card 3rd from the top. Now, you've had your back turned throughout this whole process. You turn back round and you ask them just to lie. Now, that's the cool part about this trick, is they can literally say any card. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be the ace of spades, it could be the two of hearts, it could be the king of clubs, the 10 of diamonds, whatever card. You just ask them to spell the card, dealing a card for each letter. So we're going to go 5 of spades. So F-I-V-E, and then drop the rest of the cards on top. Then O-F, O-F, drop the rest of the cards on top. And then S-P-A-D-E-S. Always remember the S. And you drop the rest of the cards on top. And then all you need to do is you say, well, you got to be careful when you lie, because the truth always comes out. Spell out the word truth, T-R-U-T-H, and it will always be the selected card. That's what makes this trick one of my absolute favorites. I love this trick. It's so easy. You can literally give the cards to the spectator, have them do everything. It's totally out of your hands. And this absolutely kills. So now you've got an act. You've just learned 3 of the strongest card tricks ever. They are self-working, they're so easy. All you got to do is practice them a little bit and then go out and blow someone's mind, and I promise you, these get insane reactions. So guys, if you've liked the video, smash the like button, give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet and you're new here, subscribe. Come on, we do this every Friday. We get together and I'll show you guys some awesome tricks so you can go out there and amaze some people. That's what it's all about. Until next week, guys, I'll see you then. Stay awesome.